What is the most disrespectful thing that someone has done in your home? My wife's cousin was staying at our house because he is going through marital problems. One night I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard some change rattling. He walks down the hall with my 5-year-old's piggy bank. He was taking money from my daughter's flipping piggy bank to buy beer and smokes. Back in college, my roommates and I hosted a birthday party for a mutual friend at our apartment. Earlier that day we gifted her a pet goldfish because she had been talking about getting a fish. Fast forward to later in the night. Our male friend, let's call him Mike, decided he needed to find a way to impress our other friend, who I'll call Dollar. Mike tries every lame joke and pick-up line on Dollar and fails time and time again. Then he sees the goldfish in his tank and scoops him up in his hand. He says, "Check this out, Dollar." He then plops the fish into his mouth and swallows it alive. My roommate and I immediately rush over and start trying to make Mike puke the fish back up. Dollar quickly makes for the door and leaves the party. Sadly, that fish met its doom in Mike's stomach that night. He never apologized, although he did complain about severe stomach issues for several days afterwards. Friend brought a guest to a party I was having. Friend knew I didn't really like her guest and I asked her not to bring her. She did anyway. Unwelcome guest proceeds to drink too much wine and smoke too much weed, then pass out on the couch really early. For some reason, my friend leaves without taking the unwelcome guest with her. Wake up the next morning. Unwelcome guest has opened up one of the leftover bottles of wine from the night before, and she's also carved a pipe out of a potato or carrot or something, and was smoking weed on our couch. Female dog please. If someone lets you pass out at their party and doesn't kick your butt out by stuffing you in a taxi, at least go outside the damn house to smoke. I made an account just to share this story. We had friends over for my girlfriend's birthday and to celebrate moving into a new apartment together for the first time. A guy we knew from college kept stealing people's drinks throughout the night and got incoherently drunk. He lived a couple hours away, but got too drunk to go home, so we let him stay despite already having a friend from out of town who planned to stay with us. In the middle of the night, the drunk had stripped down, forced the other guest off the only air mattress, and pooped himself massively. He then tracked poopy footprints all over the apartment, smacked poopy handprints on all the doorknobs, including in the bedroom where we were sleeping, covered all our towels / some blankets in his bed sauce, and peed in some places. Oh, but it's not like he didn't make it to the bathroom. He left a second, possibly third crap in the toilet. No flush, no apology. Just left at like 6 AM without his poopy underpants. Those he left on the ruined air mattress in a steaming heap. Needless to say, the surprise breakfast waffles for my girlfriend were not as enjoyable. Had a drunk partygoer attempt to do pull-ups from the planks of my old ranch style ceiling just beneath the heater vent and ended up pulling down a large portion of my ceiling. Refused to pay for it. She invited a bunch of sleazy guys over, despite me asking her not to. She let them in while I was in the shower, so I did not realize they were in my house. She then took one into my housemate's bedroom and locked the door, super disrespectful to my housemate who had so kindly offered that she could stay in her room as she was going to be at her boyfriend's for the weekend. When I got out of the shower, one of the guys was in my bed, and I was like, dude, get the flip out of my bedroom. And he refused and said my friend said he could stay there. I was very not okay with that. I physically had to push him out of my house. The next day, when she sobered up, I kicked her out of my house and did not speak to her for 3 years. When I was in Cub Scouts, in 3rd grade nonetheless, my mom hosted a meeting for the scouts in my grade at school, where we built birdhouses for some badge or something. While we were waiting for everyone to arrive, me and the scouts who had already arrived started playing in my backyard. One scout, let's call him N, told us he had to go to the bathroom really bad and left. When everyone arrives to start the project, I noticed that N was sitting at the edge of the table looking down, and my mom was really angry and was trying her best to suppress it. She asked me and all the other scouts if I had given N permission to go in my room. Me and all my friends said no. He said he had to go to the bathroom really bad. This response only made my mom even more visibly angry and ducked his head more. 5 minutes later Ren's mom arrives and is apologizing profusely to my mom. Turns out N went into my room, pocketed the $20 I had been saving up I got, paid $2 a week for mowing the lawn as an allowance, and was stuffing my toys and video games into his backpack. My mom went upstairs to actually use the bathroom and noticed the theft taking place and caught him red-handed. He then lied to my mom and said I gave him permission to go into my room and he was just checking it out. But no, my mom caught him red-handed and my mom is scary when she's mad. In total he tried, stole around $150 in Game Boy cartridges, Pokemon cards and toys, and around 3 months of allowance. When I was in like 2nd grade, I invited this girl over and we made popcorn as a snack, and not even 5 minutes later, this twat decided it's a good idea to run all over my house throwing it everywhere. This goes on another 5 minutes while I chase her down. But the damage is done. The popcorn is in between couch cushions, under the fridge, under my bed, in my laundry basket, all over the damn floor. My mom ends up sitting us down and proceeds to lay it out on her, telling her that what she did was disrespectful and to help clean up. She pouted and said no, saying since it wasn't her house she didn't have to clean crap. She continued to pout as my mom called her mom and pretty much told her to leave and to not expect to be invited back anytime soon. I haven't spoken to her in a while, but apparently she got banned from the mall for trashing a Lush store with her friend, throwing food, dumping out products, and smashing bath bombs. So I guess she hasn't changed much. One night the girls who lived in the apartment across the hall brought a friend with them to hang with us. As soon as she walked in she screamed this will be hilarious. College guys always get the crappy, hand-me-down dishes from their parents. She walked into the kitchen and began pulling out pans and dishes and howling about how old and ratty they were. Our friends were mortified. When they tried to talk to her she talked louder. After 30 seconds of this lunacy my roommate and I told her to leave. She threw a giant fit and called us buttholes. I rented a room to someone I knew since I was 12. He was using and selling H from my house. I found out and told him to GTFO. He was too lazy to use the bathroom and pissed in bottles I didn't know. Threw the piss all over the room before he left. Carved swastikas in my kid's bunk bed I was letting him use. Not house but apartment in college. Roommate invited a bunch of people over one night. We each had our own bathroom, clearly marked. I go to get something from my room and hear obvious flipping in my bathroom. I knock on the door and say wrong one, get the flip out. After they came out I saw that they had cleaned themselves up on my nice white towels. Apparently she was on her period. Edit. Holy crap what did I wake up to? To the guy yelling fake, I assure it was not. No I was not the guy you know working at Domino's and not your Bed Bath & Beyond towels. These were either Crate and Barrel or JCPenney, big difference I know, but still. I posted a shorthand version of this story, but here goes. My ex-husband and I had a couple that we were friends with. I grew up in the same neighborhood with the husband and worked at a bar with the wife. They had met and gotten married in Vegas 3 weeks later, so naturally there was a lot of buzz about their relationship, and her intentions to guy was super sweet, and she was, well, skanky. We had them over for dinner and karaoke, and the night was fun. She kept taking selfies on our disposable camera with my husband and wanting to sing duets with him, but whatever. Her husband and I finally tapped out around 2 AM and they stayed up. I woke up the next morning and there was tequila rose all over my barroom, clothes everywhere, half-butted cigarettes, lip prints on my big mirror. She had flipped my husband while her husband and I were sleeping. The end. Buddy from college was traveling through town and stayed with my wife and I for the weekend. Nothing crazy, hung out and remembered our college years. A few days after he left my guest bathroom reeked. Took a bit to figure out but finally discovered an upper decker left for us. Disgusting. Not my home, but I was renting a house and the landlady kept turning up unannounced and would let herself in and would give the key to people doing work on the house without telling us, so we'd, without warning, have strangers let themselves into the house. It was a very stressful way to live. Dude crapped his pants while sitting on my couch playing a video game and just sat there finishing the match. We were having an old-fashioned LAN party and the entire room cleared out. Intruded in a homemade family dinner uninvited and then insulted my cooking. Didn't get a thank you either. My mom made a huge dinner for my aunt and cousins. They showed up 2 hours late, told my mom, oh sorry the boys can't eat that much right now, and just went in our fridge and made them sandwiches instead. Like and subscribe for more videos.